Hello, I'm Giles Darling, and I write novels, plays and non-fiction books. In this video, I continue to show an example of how to create dozens of story ideas from a what-if moment. This follows the process outlined in my How to Create Story Ideas videos, which I include a link to below. So let's ask even more open-ended questions about heaven. Question 8. What is God like? How does he or she behave in heaven? This can greatly affect your story. For example, what type of leader is God? There are many lists of leadership styles on the internet, as well as different versions of God in the Bible, of course. For example, is God a strict authoritarian who micromanages everyone in heaven, or is he or she more laid back? Maybe God delegates some tasks and roles to others, such as angels. Is God's word final, or does everyone in heaven have a say about how it is run? Is it an autocracy or a democracy? Your story's main character could be an angel fed up with their workload, or it could be a new arrival in heaven who shakes things up. Your main character could even be God, him or herself. This leads on to the next question. Question 9. What if heaven is not a Christian heaven? What if God isn't in charge after all? If your main character is a devout Christian, how would he or she react on discovering this? Similarly, if heaven is a Christian heaven, what would a non-Christian do when arriving there? Perhaps your story could have multiple heavens running side by side, each catering for a different religion. Would they be able to interact with each other? Would there be some sort of rivalry? How would deceased mixed faith couples exist in such a situation? Alternatively, what if heaven is a power-sharing alliance between different religions? Do they all get along with each other, or is there an underlying tension? Finally, maybe heaven is run by a leadership committee that none of Earth's present-day religions would recognise. This allows your imagination to run wild. Question 10. Who works in heaven? While some people will be happy to work in heaven, this will favour interesting jobs only. It's unlikely that many people will want to carry out mundane tasks. So, who will carry out these everyday jobs that support everyone else? A potential solution is robots, but if your story includes animism, discussed in one of my previous videos, then these robots will have souls too. Will they then refuse to carry out the boring jobs? Your story could assume that angels carry out administrative tasks on behalf of God. If your main character used to be a union representative on Earth, maybe he or she prompts the angels to go on strike. Question 11. What happens if someone breaks the rules in heaven? It's inevitable that someone, someday, will break the rules in heaven, either intentionally or unintentionally. That someone could be the main character of your story. Was it an honest mistake, or were the rules broken deliberately? Or is the main character innocent? Has he or she been framed or set up by a rival? What would the punishment be? Maybe the main character is ejected from heaven and possibly sent back to Earth. If so, does the main character retain any memories so that he or she realises that it's a punishment, or are the memories wiped so our main character cannot tell others that heaven exists? What about our main character's loved ones still in heaven? How will they feel? Do they appeal and try to prevent the main character from being sent back to Earth? How do they feel when they fail? Similarly, what about loved ones still on Earth? Does our main character try to reconnect with them? If our main character's memory has been wiped clean, does he or she nevertheless gravitate back to the old family here on Earth, the old neighbourhood and old friends? Does the main character fall back in with the old crowd, the old ways, and maybe get up to no good? Question 12. What if reincarnation means that there's no heaven? What if heaven is a lot like Earth, with people facing daily challenges and having to earn a living at jobs they sometimes don't enjoy? Maybe heaven is just another level of living, a bit like the next level in a video game. Do people in this humdrum Earth-like heaven remember their lives on Earth? If they don't, if they start to live a new life, then your story idea could be about reincarnation, with people inhabiting a new body, maybe even an animal's body, after they die. If you believe in animism, people could even be reborn or reincarnated as freshly manufactured inanimate objects. Thank you for watching this video. Please feel free to use any of these story ideas for your own novels, plays, screenplays and TV scripts. No doubt you can think of more open-ended questions. Please add them to this video's comments. If they're especially good, I might even use them myself. To see me create initial story ideas from these open-ended questions, please watch my next follow-up video. Please also check out the rest of my YouTube channel, especially where I discuss the various books that I've written. I hope my channel encourages you to buy my books and to read them, if you haven't already done so. Finally, please feel free to leave comments below and to like and subscribe this video and my YouTube channel. Don't be a stranger.